So we're told that a company makes and sells two products, P and Q, and the cost per unit of making and selling P and Q. So this is the cost, $8 per unit and $9.50, and the selling price is $10 and $13. So the profit per unit here is $2 for P, and then here it's $3.50. And we're told that in 1 month the company sold a total of 834 units. Question is, was the total profit greater than $2,000? So I'll start with statement 1. It says, during the month, more units of P than units of Q were sold. So P is, if you look at this number, half of that is 417, so sold more than 417, and this would be the difference between 834 and whatever this number is. So here we can kind of look at some extremes, some values. So for example, if I look at number, let's say 500, then I sold 334 of these, and the profit would be $1,000. So I'm looking for some nice numbers because I don't want to do the actual multiplication. Here the total profit for selling 334 units would be this product. Now I can approximate this as 300 times 3.5, and 35 times 3 is 105, so this would be 1,050. Now you'll notice that I reduced it from 334 to 300, so this number is going to be greater than 1,050. But the key thing is that this profit will be higher than 2,000. So I know that I do have an example that answers the question as a yes. Now what about if I go to the other extreme, meaning sell more of P, and in this case, let's say all of the units, 834, were sold of P. In that case, the profit would be twice that because it's $2 per unit, so that would be around $1,700. So in that case, the answer would be no. So I have a yes and a no. One alone is insufficient. Statement 2 says during the month at least 100 units of Q were sold. So it's now here I can reuse this example, the 503.34, because the number of units sold for Q does satisfy this condition. So I have a yes and I need a no. And a no would come in if I use a low value for Q. So if, let's say, Q is 100. And then P, number of units, would be the difference, 734. And I just quickly compute this. So this would be $350 profit. And then here, this would be 700 times 2, 1,400. And then that's about 1,470. But if you add these, this is clearly less than 2,000. So that's a no. So 2 alone is also insufficient. So you'll see the key highlight in doing these types of problems is to be able to reuse the examples in your statements if you can, meaning examples that satisfy the condition in your second statement. And the second thing is to reduce your computation, so do a lot of approximation. So if we combine 1 and 2, you see that we can reuse this example. That's our no, because it satisfies both the statements here. More units of P are sold than Q. And then I can also reuse this example, which also satisfies statement 2 and 1, and that answers it as yes. So even 1 and 2 combined, I still have outcomes of yes and no, meaning I don't have a definite outcome. So combined, insufficient, answer is E.